Rural administration. Social conditions in the village can be very pressurizing, and people may be involved in some conflicts that arise from caste differences and other major causes. A higher authority is always required to maintain law and order, to resolve disputes, and to bring about changes which have to be recorded. These are then passed on to people who need the information. Since Ishan is living in a city, he was aware of problems faced by the city dwellers only, and not of those faced by villagers. It was only when his uncle Rajesh came to stay with his family, he realized that the villagers also face the same problems regarding administration. Rajesh got upset after receiving a telegram that his neighboring landowner had recently sold his land to someone as he was desperately in need of money. The person who bought the land had put up a fence forcibly covering a part of Rajesh's land. Rajesh's sons opposed this, as a result of which they were manhandled by the other party and were badly hurt. Rajesh immediately went back to his village and explained to his sons
that this was not the correct way of solving the problem and they could not take the law into their own hands. So they decided to go to the police station and file a complaint known as the FIR.
Administration of law and order. When Rajesh's sons approached the police, they were not ready to file the complaint. It was only when Rajesh went with them that the authorities took some interest and listened to their problems. They promised to conduct an inquiry and help them to sort out the matter. To maintain law and order in the rural areas, the government has established the police station. Every police station has a particular area that comes under its control. The people in an area can file their cases in the police station. The duty of the police is to inquire, investigate, and take the appropriate action. All the police stations are under the district police headquarters, whose head is the Superintendent of Police. He is an IPS officer. His duty is to ensure peace in the district. There are the Deputy Superintendent of Police, Inspector, Sub-Inspector, Head Constables, and Constables to assist him in his work. Each district is divided into 5 or 6 circles. Each circle comes under the control of the Deputy Superintendent of Police, DSP. In each circle, there are about 8 to 10 police stations or thanas. The thanas are managed by inspectors, head constables, and constables. In villages, law and order is maintained by
the local police.
The authorities at the police station asked Rajesh to give the papers of the land.
Land is the cause of many disputes in the villages. Therefore, it is very important to keep records of land to prevent such disputes as well as to enable farmers to secure loans from banks.
So, the government appoints an official known as the Patwari, Kanungu or village officer to settle land disputes and to keep the land records properly. He is also known as Lekpal. When Rajesh and his sons reached the Patwari's office, one of his sons asked him, "Why have we come here?" Rajesh replied, "We are here to check land records and justify that the land belongs to us." They were still confused. They asked, "But what will the Patwari Sahib do in this?" Rajesh replied, "Calm down, dear. The Patwari has to maintain the land records. His duties include keeping a record of the crop grown after each harvest every year, keeping a record of documents updated, that is, which field in the village is owned by whom and who inherits it, measuring land and collecting land revenues from the farmers. He also sends details to the government about crops based on harvest inspection. It is the duty of the Patwari to make the concessions declared by the government available to the farmers. In this way, Patwari is the link between the government and the farmers. Other responsibilities of Patwari are to take immediate actions during serious calamities affecting the land of the crops, serve out the needs of diseased amongst men and beasts, to aid the headman in revenue collection, to maintain diary and a workbook in which entries are done on the day on which the events came to the notice of the Patwari, to provide safe custody for all the records, maps and equipments of the area that are under his charge. Rajesh saw that the land records contained the following details. Number 1, name of the landowner. Number 2, area of land. Number 3, self-cultivated or lent out to anyone else. Number 4, amount of rent required. Number 5, area of land cultivated in a year. Number 6, kind of crops grown. Number 7, any land left fallow or uncultivated. When a farmer requires a copy of the land record, he can obtain it by paying a small sum of money. This document is not available very easily and is sometimes given after a very long time. The farmer actually needs these land documents when he wants to buy land, when he wants to divide his property among his children, when he wants a loan, when he wants to sell his product. At the time of beginning of settlement of the village, all the land is measured and allocated a number called Khasra number. Thus, we see that rural administration is involved with mainly 2 types of jobs. These being, number 1, maintenance of law and order in the village. Number 2, maintenance and management of land records. The Patwari maintains the maps of the land which help to resolve any land dispute in the village that relates to property and its ownership. Khasra is one of these type of records, which is a register of harvest inspections, Partal. The Patwari conducts the Partal in the month of October, February and April, wherein he records details regarding crop grown, soil classification, cultivable capacity of the cultivators, etc. The inspection of Kharif crop is called Kharif Partal, while that of Rabi crop is called Rabi Partal. In case the Patwari fails to resolve the dispute or denies to provide records, one has to follow the paths given in the diagram in case problem arises at any land. The given diagram can explain to you the numbering of land pieces in a village. The district administration. The officer in charge of a district is called the collector or deputy commissioner. He is usually the member of the Indian Administrative Service, IAS. Only experienced and efficient officers are appointed to this post. The collector has his headquarters at the district town. He often tours the district to get a first-hand account of the affairs of the district. He is assisted in his administrative work by sub-divisional officers, tehsildar, nayab tehsildars, kanungos and patwaris.
He is also assisted by the Superintendent of Police, Deputy Superintendents and Inspectors of Police, District and Sessions Judges, Munsifs, Chief Medical Officer, District Education Officer, Block Development Officers and several other officers.
The major function of the district administration is to maintain all the land records and collect land revenue from the farmers. Land revenue has always been an important source of income of the state. The district collector is the head of the land revenue administration of the district. He is ably assisted by officers like tehsildar, nayab tehsildar, kanungos and the patwaris. Each district is divided into tehsils. Each tehsil is further subdivided into pargana and villages. The tehsildar looks after the classification of agricultural land, its measure, assessment of its produce and the maintenance of land revenue records. The nayab tehsildar and kanungu help the tehsildar in this work. The patwari maintains the land records at the village level.
In case the patwari fails to resolve the dispute or denies to provide records, one can raise their issues with the officials following the paths given in the diagram if a problem arises at any land.
Relief work in times of calamities such as droughts, famines, floods, earthquakes or epidemics is also a major responsibility of the collector. He can spend money from the district relief fund to meet these emergencies. The state government also gives financial aid to provide relief to the suffering people. Land reforms. Before independence, India saw the concentration of land in a few hands who were called zamindars and had the bitter experience of exploitation of poor farmers by these zamindars. Therefore, after independence, the government of India brought some land reforms under which the zamindari system was abolished. The lands were consolidated and distributed among the landless farmers as means of their livelihood. Reforms in inheritance law. As per the earlier Hindu Succession Act, the property was equally shared among the sons on the death of the father, and there was no provision for sharing the same with the daughters and the widow of the deceased. It was a highly unjust practice because even the women worked on the fields. This outdated law was amended in 2005, under which the sons, daughters, and the widow of the person would get equal share of the land and property left by the deceased. This law helped to empower the women in the society.